Three parents tried three different excuses to avoid supporting their children. But under JudgeVondaB's scrutiny, every argument unraveled one by one. And by the end of these hearings, the courtroom saw exactly what happens when excuses meet the truth.
Okay. Is it Miss or Mrs. Campos?
Mrs.
Miss, okay. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, I'm bringing my son to court to see if I can get some assistance for his son, my grandson, Julian. He's 6 years old. Juan and Julian's mom were together up until about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Had a good life. Then one day he comes to me. I've never talked to her since she left him. She abandoned him. She abandoned the whole family, including the grandson. So he comes and he says, look, she's gone and whatever. Okay, I just need some help with Julian because she left him too. Well, of course, I'm going to say yes, you know. At that time, it was just me and my husband. So Julian had his grandson.
This case opens with something deeper than a normal child support dispute. A grandmother walks into court carrying grief, financial pressure, and the burden of raising her 6-year-old grandson after the child's family life fell apart. The mother is gone. The grandfather who helped support the home has passed away, and now the grandmother is left trying to hold everything together alone. But what makes this case truly powerful is the possibility that while she was struggling to keep this little boy safe, someone else may have been receiving support money meant to help raise him.
Grandpa, he had me, and everything was fine. Well, last year, Grandpa passed away.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. And things have gotten tougher because of that. So to the point where I came out of retirement, I'm Ubering when Julian's at school, and his life hasn't changed at all. He's still literally in the house that he was in when they were a family. And he doesn't visit, like, Julian's like detached from him because it's been 3 years that he'll come around.
I do see him.
Sure.
And
Okay.
he
Sorry,
comes around, but I don't get any financial support. I don't see that his life has changed at all. And we had to move out of the house that me and my husband shared. And unfortunately, in this big city, the best place I could find is literally a 1-bedroom. So thank goodness Julian's small right now. He can sleep on the sofa without too much discomfort. I have the bedroom. And
What stands out here is just how much this grandmother has sacrificed without making herself the victim. She came out of retirement, started driving for Uber while the child is in school, and even downsized into a 1-bedroom apartment just to survive financially. Meanwhile, she kept the child's routine stable and continued doing the daily work of parenting. That matters legally and emotionally. Courts often look past words and focus on who is actually carrying the child's life on their shoulders. And in this moment, it's becoming very clear that the grandmother has been doing exactly that.
a little bit back ago, he went and bought Julian some clothes. He also bought himself some clothes. But what my grandson had told me was that if he could have some shoes like Juan. And I said, what do you mean? He got you some new shoes? No, he said, we went to the mall, we got his clothes, his shoes, and then he stopped at Walmart on the way home and got Julian stuff. I guess because it's cheaper. I get it. I mean, for Julian, he was literally with him and he took him, and I thought they were gonna, you know, maybe things had changed with him, whatever.
If I could please explain, Your Honor.
You can,
Okay.
after your mother is done.
Okay, sorry, Mom.
And then since my husband's passing, I need to get medical insurance for him. You know, anytime, even to take him to the free clinic is not really free. I've still got to pay whatever the prescriptions are. And then
This is where the emotional side of the case really sharpens. The grandmother explains that the child no longer sees his father as a consistent parent, but more like someone who appears once in a while. That kind of distance does not happen overnight. It builds over time through absence, inconsistency, and broken connection. Even the clothing story hits harder than it sounds, because to a child, these moments signal value. When a father shops for himself one way and for his son another way, the money is not the only issue. The message behind it can hurt too.
All right. And so Julian is under Medicaid.
I couldn't get him under Medicaid
Oh,
because
you couldn't get him
I
under.
couldn't. That's how I found out about the child support. When I asked him about it on the visit that he made to buy the clothes, he said that no, he doesn't get in it. He doesn't know where it's going to this and that. But I know Juan. There's that money. He knows what I'm talking about. You know, he knows he's getting it, but I'm not getting it.
Okay, so you just want one to pay child support, and you have
To them, yeah, health insurance, because I'm paying out of pocket these last 3 years, and I understood that they wouldn't even qualify him for Medicaid because, according to them, he's got medical coverage. But I don't know where that medical coverage is. I've
under
been paying it.
mom.
The mom or him or somebody's got him covered, but I don't have the information that I need to go take him to the doctor.
I understand. I follow you. Well, is there anything else you want me to know? Because there is some information I need, and you just don't have.
The entire case shifts the second the grandmother reveals what she discovered while applying for help. She learns that the child is already connected to support and medical coverage, which means money and benefits may have been available the whole time. That revelation is huge, because now this is no longer just a story about a struggling caregiver asking for help. It becomes a question of whether the father knowingly accepted support while allowing his own mother to pay out of pocket for the child's food, medicine, and daily care. That is the kind of detail that instantly changes the judge's view of the entire case.
True that your son, your 6-year-old, has been living with your mom for 3 years.
Off and on, not totally all 3 years, off and on. I do.
What do you mean by off and on? Like on the weekend when you pick him
Well,
up, or when you pick
you know,
him up and go with?
I'm a promoter for a club, so I do need help, and I thought that was the agreement to go ahead and help me when I'm out of town, you know, and I'm not, as she says, I do have the house, but I'm really there, you know, and I do need help. He can't stay by himself in a house that big at 6 years old. I don't know. I know I couldn't, but.
Okay. You'd agree with me that help means that you need to give her something, right?
And I do pay the health care, the $150. I do pay that.
Oh, wait a minute. So that's the missing link here. So you pay health insurance for your son already?
Yes, I pay the $150.
Why didn't you tell your mother that? Why haven't you given her a health insurance card? Why haven't you given her anything? That's not fair.
It's not, but I paid for it. I thought that was, you know, all I needed to do from my side. I didn't realize I needed to tell my mom everything.
What do you, it's not serving Julie?
I haven't recently, you know.
Okay,
when she
so
helps
it's
me
fair
out.
to say that your mom probably does it, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't it logically follow that she needs an insurance card or the information?
Yes, and it's just that
So
I may
you're
have,
letting your mom take your son to the doctor, and they have to call you or something to verify his insurance? That just...
Once the father starts answering, the judge gets exactly what she needed, confirmation. He admits that yes, he has been receiving child support from the mother, and yes, he has been paying for health insurance. But he never made sure the grandmother had access to that insurance information, even though she was the one taking care of the child. Legally, that is a serious failure in responsibility. If someone else is handling your child's real-life needs, you do not get to sit back and treat support like private money while the actual caregiver struggles in the dark.
he left quite a bit of money for her, and I thought,
Okay,
you know, it would
you
help.
just said keywords. He left quite a bit of money for her.
Yes.
Not for your son.
Yes.
Not for you.
Yes, and she keeps talking about going to Uber and such, but that's a pretty nice ring on her finger she has there. I don't know how many tips are
Your
needed.
dad got me years ago. This is not something I bought in the
And
last
why
3
does that
years.
matter?
Because she says she does Uber and such. I mean, if it's really that low,
Oh
wouldn't
my
she?
God, Mr. Compose. No.
Okay,
You
sorry, Your
obviously
Honor.
came here to waste my time. What kind of club promoter are you?
Well, I'm sure you've seen me around, probably.
No, I haven't. You don't look familiar at all, but you're looking real unfamiliar right now. I can't even tell this is your mother right now.
This is my mother. I love her dearly.
Well, I can't tell. You're not paying your mother. You're not. I don't believe she intended to raise your son. I mean, she raised you.
Yes.
She's a grandmother, for crying out loud.
Yes.
Your Honor, when my husband passed away, and since he lives alone in this big house, I told him we were gonna have to move to a one-bedroom apartment, or we could come stay with him. I'd have my private room, Julian have his private room, and he would have his private room.
Yeah, so what's the deal with that? You're okay with your mother in this one bedroom. Why can't she stay in the big house?
Well,
inconvenience, he said. It would be very
feet most, maybe 2-bedroom, you know, half closet. It's not as big as
square
she's
feet.
saying. It's not as big as she's saying. It's
My
you know,
apartment is 800 square
And
feet.
you're describing a room in the house that's 800 square feet?
I may have my math wrong a little bit. It's not that big as she's saying. It's really not.
How big is this house? How many
It's
bedrooms?
in the nice houses in Plano.
At this point, the judge is no longer just listening. She is testing credibility, and the father is not helping himself. His explanations about money, the house, and what he thought his mother already had start falling apart under simple logic. The judge recognizes a pattern that viewers can see too. The grandmother has been operating like the real parent, while the father talks like someone trying to minimize what he owes. And when he starts pointing to her ring and her late husband's money instead of owning his role, that only makes him look more detached from both the facts and the human reality of the case.
We are going to have the child support that you received, that $1,000, we're going to send it over to your mom.
Your Honor, if there's any way we can.
Yeah, hold on. I'm not finished. And I know you want to hear this.
Okay.
That's just mom's portion. You're going to pay too. So mom is going to be getting what? About, let's see, you said 40. Now I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to take your word for it at that $48,000. All right?
Okay.
And you said 100. Your gross comes out to $3,900. That brings your net to $3,280.28. And how many children do you have?
Just the one.
Just how many?
Just the one.
Just the one child?
Yes,
Okay.
just Julian.
All right. All right. So, $156. And that's giving you credit for the health insurance. So, you have to continue paying that health insurance of $150. Child support to grandma is going to be $656, as well as the reallocation of the $1,000 that you received from mom.
Now the case moves from emotion into legal correction. Once the judge calculates the father's income and confirms that he has only one child, the math becomes straightforward. The support that was going to him from the child's mother will now be redirected to the grandmother, and on top of that, he must pay additional support himself. That ruling sends a clear message. Child support is not about title, pride, or appearances. It follows the child's actual care. The person doing the parenting, paying the bills, handling the appointments, and carrying the daily burden is the one the court will protect.
Going to grandmother. So grandmother's amount in child support monthly is $1,656, which $656 belongs to you. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Grandma, did you understand what I said?
I did understand. He's the only one thinking that I'm a fool. Now I understand why he didn't tell me about that medical coverage, because he would have known that I knew enough. I retired from the state. Well, if you've got insurance, the card's probably got the mom's name under, whoever it comes under for Julian.
Yeah.
And I would have put 2 and 2 together and figured there's some child support following that too. But I just didn't think that he would sink that low. But I, again, didn't think he'd be taking Julian to Walmart after he goes mall shopping either.
Yeah, and what's that about, real quick?
Well,
real quick.
I get him some 11s. He's gonna mess him up in a day or so.
Okay,
you
I
know?
said real quick. That was too long. That doesn't even make sense what you just said.
Okay.
You can wear 11s, but your son can't. Shame on you. Do better, Mr. Compo.
Yes,
You know,
Your
I
Honor.
just
Do better.
noticed, I asked him for a confirmation necklace because Julian is fixing to make his first Holy Communion. And he's got that big, huge thing. I bet you it's not even fake, that necklace. And he said, oh.
By the end of this hearing, the judge does more than settle a money dispute. She restores fairness to a situation that had been quietly hurting a grandmother and a child for years. The father is called out, the support is redirected, and the court makes it clear that responsibility cannot be hidden behind excuses. But the emotional sting remains, because this case was never just about dollars. It was about who truly showed up for this little boy when life got hard. What do you think about the judge's ruling in this case? Drop your opinion in the comments, and for more powerful courtroom breakdowns like this, like the video and subscribe.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Okay, Your Honor. I'm want to sue her for child support because, you know, my kids are always with me, and she's always at work. You know, she's always working for the hospital. You know, yeah, we said back then that we could do this together as one. I was swapping complete schedules. I started doing overnight shift now, just so I can be there for my kids and everything. And she was supposed to be working for mornings, which she was, but she volunteered for more hours, and even she's just never home. I don't know where she is. She doesn't call us. She doesn't call our kids. My kids are always wondering where she's at, and I myself, sure, she can do what she wants as long as she lets me know where she is for her own safety. But my kids always wonder where she's at.
All right, everyone. This case begins like a routine child support hearing, but within minutes, it turns into something much bigger. A father steps into court claiming he's been raising the kids almost entirely alone, while the mother is rarely home and barely involved. The tension is already building because one of the children has autism, which makes consistent parenting even more critical. But what shocks the courtroom isn't just the father's accusations, it's what the mother herself admits later. And by the end of this hearing, the judge delivers a ruling that leaves absolutely no doubt about responsibility.
They always, for days at a time, she's never home. And we broke it off several weeks ago, and only with my income alone, I can't really just do it with just me and my kids, especially that one has autism. I've always got to take her to the doctor and whatnot. And for these past 3 weeks, I have not seen or heard from her, even with the kids or anything like that. So I can't get it. I'm surprised she's even here at court today.
Okay, when you say kids, how many?
I have 2.
2, all right.
You mean we, not you?
No, I have 2.
Ma'am, I'm addressing him. So he answered appropriately, and you'll have your opportunity to speak, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so you said you changed your job to now you work overnight?
Yes.
What is it that you do?
I drive an 18-wheeler. I drive locally. I deliver hospital supplies.
Okay, so I'm assuming.
Right here, the judge begins focusing on something extremely important in family court, who is actually doing the daily parenting. The father explains that he even switched to overnight truck driving so he could be home with the kids during the day. That's a huge sacrifice, and courts often take those kinds of adjustments very seriously. It suggests he's actively prioritizing the children's well-being. When one parent restructures their entire life around the kids, while the other seems absent, it starts shaping the judge's understanding of the real family dynamic.
Never been wanting to come home really, and honestly, I've caught her having some painkillers that I would only assume she's taken from the hospital she works at. She's either on painkillers, or sometimes I'll find needles around and whatnot. So I know she works at a hospital, so she's got to get the drugs from there.
Is there anything else you want me to know?
I just hate that it's really around the kids. The kids find it before I do most of the time.
Oh my.
Yes.
Ma'am?
I mean, I'm not sure where he's getting this intel from, but that's
Obviously
not
the
true.
kids.
I mean,
are you saying your kids?
could be. I mean, I'm not sure.
You're not sure because you're not around that much?
I am around. I just have to work all the time. I mean, it's not my fault that, saving lives isn't important to him.
No, I believe it is important to him. I don't think that's what he's saying.
Now, the courtroom conversation shifts toward parenting involvement, and the contrast between these two parents becomes very clear. The mother insists she brings food sometimes, but the judge quickly challenges that logic. Simply dropping off fast food isn't the same as raising children. Parenting means being present, helping with homework, spending time together, and creating stability. What we're seeing here is the judge testing the mother's understanding of responsibility. And based on her answers, the judge is clearly becoming more concerned about how involved she really is in her children's lives.
Here's food, and leave.
I mean, the tablet works just fine. They can just eat and watch the tablet. Like, why is that a problem?
Because
So you want to raise a child off of a tablet? You think that's
I mean,
okay?
they have educational stuff. I don't see what's wrong with it. Like, I need to go to sleep at some point in time.
Interesting.
me personally, myself, I sit there with my kids and I open a book with them and I help them with their homework. I feed them. I'm not much of a good cook, but I do what I can to put food on the table and spend time with them. It doesn't matter if I lose sleep over it. I mean, that's why I went to over.
As he
spend more
should,
time
he's
with
a
the
dad.
As you should, you're a mom. The audacity.
I mean, but I have a more important job.
I mean, how many times are you going to say that? I mean, you have the audacity to say that he's a dad and he should do these things, but you're the mom. And
At this point, the father paints a completely different picture of parenting. He talks about reading with the kids, helping with homework, and sacrificing sleep just to spend time with them. In family court, these small details matter a lot because they show emotional investment and daily effort. Judges aren't just evaluating money, they're evaluating commitment. When a parent demonstrates consistent involvement like this, it strengthens their position dramatically. And it also raises an uncomfortable question the judge is clearly thinking about. If he can make these sacrifices, why can't she?
So you can spend some time with the kids. I mean, obviously I can't court order you or force you to spend time with them, but you should want to spend time with the kids. And I mean, considering that one of them has autism, you should want to spend more time with your kids.
I mean, I get it, but it's too much work having a kid with autism. That's why I just leave it to him, because he's better suited.
Right, yeah, no, I'm not about to do this game with you. Since you left a month and a week ago, have you given him any money for the children? I don't need an explanation either. It's a yes or no.
No.
Okay, thank you. All right.
She's actually, instead of giving.
And then you have the nerve to ask for money and the kids are with him?
I mean, he has an obligation to give me support.
You know what? I'm not about to play with you. You came here to waste my time.
This moment completely changes the tone of the case. When the mother says raising a child with autism is too much work, the courtroom reaction becomes almost immediate. Parenting a child with special needs absolutely requires patience and dedication. But the law doesn't allow a parent to simply walk away from that responsibility. In fact, courts often expect even more support in these situations. The judge now sees that the father isn't just raising two children, he's also managing additional medical and emotional needs largely on his own.
He should not be paying you anything if the kids are with him majority of the time. If they're living with him, if he is the primary parent, he is tasked with the daily duties of caring for these kids, he shouldn't pay you anything, ma'am. And it is ridiculous that you believe that he should. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. This is what we're going to do. How much money you make a year?
$60,000.
Okay, $60,000. All right, health insurance.
That's about I just have the individual. He has a family one under his plan, so I just pay.
Now the judge addresses one of the most surprising claims in the case. The mother actually believed the father should be paying her support, even though the children live primarily with him. In family law, that's simply not how things work. Child support is usually determined by who has primary custody and who carries the daily financial burden of raising the children. Once the judge confirms the father is the primary caregiver, the legal direction of the case becomes obvious. The financial responsibility is about to shift directly onto the mother.
Having kids, and we've wanted kids.
I know, but
once
like
she
when
got
we were
pregnant,
older,
once she got
not
pregnant
right
and
now.
she knew she couldn't do what she needed anymore, or really what she wanted anymore, then it was just, oh, this baby's really an inconvenience to our lives.
I mean, but you know
This
what I
child
like to
support
party.
payment is about to be an inconvenience to you as well, because you're going to pay child support. Whether you wanted them or not is beside the point. You had them, they are here, they are your responsibility just as much as they are his responsibility. So $60,000 a year. I have your gross set at $5,000. Your net is $4,101 reimbursement. Based on 9% of your gross is $450. Do you think you can get health insurance through your employer that's cheaper than that for the children?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
You don't want to look into it?
Not really.
We work for the same company. Yes, she does.
Oh, okay. So this is what we'll do. You just go ahead and pay that, and you can roll your eyes all you want to. I'm going to have you reimburse Medicaid that full $450. So that brings your monthly child support obligation for two children to $1,025 plus the $450 reimbursement to Medicaid for $1,475. Now, it looks like Dad also requested for you to pay back pay.
Here, the judge moves into the calculation phase, which may sound technical, but actually determines the outcome of the case. Child support is typically based on income, insurance costs, and the number of children involved. When the mother reveals she earns around $60,000 a year, the court now has a clear financial picture. Because the father is doing the day-to-day parenting, the formula places the obligation on her. And once Medicaid reimbursement is added, the monthly payment climbs quickly, turning this into a very serious financial responsibility.
For that month and a week that you left and haven't given the children anything, I'm going to grant his request. So you have arrearages in the amount of $1,475. That's to be paid at $25 a month. So your monthly child support obligation, including the back pay, is $1,500. You have any questions about anything I just said?
I mean, I just feel like it should be less. What am I going to be left with to party with? Like, what am I going to do?
Time job.
Or take care of your kids.
Don't. You know, if she doesn't want to take care of her kids, I really don't care at this point. I just want to make sure he gets some financial assistance.
I mean, but he makes enough money.
And I mean, you make enough money too. Anything I just said?
No.
Okay. You have any questions, sir?
No.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Hi guys, it's me.
In the end, the judge orders the mother to pay $1,500 a month in child support, including reimbursement and back payments. It's a powerful reminder that parenting isn't optional once children are born. Responsibility follows both parents equally. In this case, the father clearly stepped up and carried the daily burden of raising the kids, especially a child with autism. So the court ensured financial accountability matched that reality. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think the judge made the right decision in this case? Let us know below and subscribe for more intense courtroom stories like this one. Tia.
Annie?
Okay, well, cut to the election. The Great White Hope gets elected. I thought our household would be happy about it. I find out I'm married to a libtard, and she starts going off the handle and like all this nonsense and gets on H, smack, like a loser, and goes off the rails. Off the rails, leaves me, we got 2 kids, 2 and 5-year-olds, and just leaves me to take care of these kids. So okay, I'm like, okay, fine. Okay.
All right, everyone, brace yourselves, because this courtroom case starts with tension right from the opening moments. What should have been a straightforward child support hearing quickly turns into something far more chaotic. A frustrated father claims he has been left alone to raise 2 young children while their mother struggled with addiction, and now the court must decide how responsibility should be shared. But instead of calm legal arguments, emotions begin to explode almost immediately, and the judge can already see this hearing heading toward trouble.
So now we're getting into the important part of your story.
What do you mean? I'm giving you backstory. Isn't that what you're here? Don't you need context?
Yeah, but all the name calling and
Name calling?
jabs,
I'm just telling you. I'm giving you context. Okay. This idiot needs to go to.
Okay, you will refer to Martha. You will refer to her as Martha.
Martha.
Okay? She will not be a
heroin problem,
whatever you said, and an
I
idiot.
took her to rehab, which cost $20,000.
Okay.
That was all of our savings, all of our money. It's supposed to be the kids' college fund, but I figure the kids aren't going to go to college if they have a mom on heroin. Pretty bad example. So let's get it
But
situated.
she got the help, right?
Yeah.
As the father begins explaining his situation, you can immediately hear how much anger he is carrying. Instead of focusing strictly on the legal facts, he dives into insults and personal attacks against Martha. In family court, that kind of approach rarely helps. Judges want clear details about custody, finances, and the children's well-being, not emotional outbursts or character attacks. Even if his frustration is real after raising 2 kids on his own, presenting the story this way risks damaging his credibility in front of the judge.
Yeah. She got the help.
Okay, so
she
that's
joined
what's
the cult.
important.
She drank the Kool-Aid. She stayed longer than her stint. Met some guy named, what's his name? Paul. Met Paul. You know, the globe-trotting Paul. What was Paul into, huh? Meth? Whatever. They're clean and sober together. She comes back, you know, after spending an extra
Mr. Malcolm.
Yes, I mean.
Did you come
always
here to waste my
interrupt
time?
everyone
Well,
who's
what
in
is it
court?
that you want me to do?
Oh, okay. She's now got her life together. Her and Paul got a little apartment. I let her see the kids every now and then, you know, make sure that, you know, I'd leave them unsupervised sometimes. Not to mention, then when I do that, she's on Instagram with these weird friends. They're rehab people. But anyway, I want money. She works now. She works out. Like she didn't even work out when we were dating. Now she's gonna keep it tight for Paul.
So you're mad about that?
Yeah, who wouldn't be? I spent all my money in just to fund a heroin addiction, and now she comes back and she's.
This is the moment the judge begins steering the conversation back toward order. She stops the name-calling and insists that Martha be addressed respectfully. That might seem small, but in family court, respect and self-control matter a lot. A parent who appears aggressive or unstable can raise concerns about judgment and parenting ability. At the same time, we learn an important detail. The father spent $20,000 on rehab to help Martha recover from addiction. That suggests a complicated history filled with both conflict and attempts to help.
So Joey got her life together, and I'm like, well, okay, you know, I'm a good guy about it. She can see the kids, take them to Brahms, all that kind of nonsense, but, you know, if she's gonna participate in their lives, I need a little bit of cash.
Ma'am, I just want to see my babies.
I was just getting ready to cut him off and move to you. Martha, you just want to see your children?
Yes, please.
Okay, and do the children live with him?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way that it works is if the children live with him, you are supposed to be paying him some sort of money for the kids. I mean, even though he's a little, you know, out there, he still is entitled to receive child support for the support of the children.
I don't mind that. I don't make very much.
Excuse me.
I'm just telling you.
Excuse me. Did she cut you off while you were giving that elaborate story?
I mean, she hardly knows how to speak English. How's she gonna cut me off?
No. Did she cut you off?
No.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Now, Martha, how much money do you make?
26.
Now the judge moves the conversation toward the real legal issue, child support. The law is actually very clear in situations like this. If one parent has primary custody of the children, the other parent may be required to contribute financially to help support them. It doesn't matter whether the custodial parent is perfect or difficult, the focus is always on what the children need. Interestingly, when Martha speaks, her tone is calm and cooperative, which can sometimes make a strong impression in family court hearings.
1,000 with tips a year.
You're laughing at that, but you're in this courtroom asking for her to pay you child support.
It's either that or just leave me and the kids and let us live our lives and just stay out. You know, they don't need an addict as a mother to be constantly.
Do you want me to help you get child support? Because if not, we can stop this today.
Yes.
And
sorry.
You can come back another day when you're.
Miss another day at work. 26 grand a year.
You didn't take anything before you came in this courtroom today, did you?
Take anything? What do you mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. You seem a little jittery.
Well, I'm a little. My kids' lives are on the line. I'm a little nervous.
Well, they're not really on the line if she got it together. And she says she wants to see the kids. And I think you should allow her to see the kids.
Okay, I do let her see the kids. She can get.
Yeah, but you do not have to demean her while doing so.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
I know that I did have a hard time about a year ago. But like I said, I'm at a really, or like he said, I am seeing somebody else who I think is very good for me.
Okay.
Mainly, I would just like, I don't mind paying whatever child support, but if we could work unsupervised visits into the agreement, I would really appreciate that.
At this point, the conflict shifts from money to something much more emotional, parenting time. Martha says she's working, rebuilding her life, and wants unsupervised visits with her children. The judge seems open to considering that possibility because recovery and rehabilitation can matter in family court decisions. But the father clearly doesn't trust her yet, and his fears center on the possibility of relapse. Courts often struggle with situations like this, balancing a recovering parent's right to reconnect with their children while also protecting the children's safety.
I just don't want to see him anymore.
I think she should have some unsupervised access, considering that she's gotten her stuff together.
Well, how does that work? I mean, because who decides that? Like, can the first one be with another third party that comes?
I don't think that's necessary.
You're suggesting that I leave my children alone with her, right? Like, she can go to a park and there's some dude peddling H, and then all of a sudden she's passed out in the gutter and one of my kids is getting hit by a car. Like,
Okay,
it's
I'm going to stop you right there.
unfathomable.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to do.
What are we gonna do?
What you're going to do, first of all, is get your foot. What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm listening to you. Go
You
on.
have a cigarette in your mouth. There is no smoking in this
Why
building.
would you be smoking in there?
No, there
What,
is
you
no
want
smoking. Wait, bailiff, before he leaves, I need you to know this. You have a lot going on. So when you're ready to conduct yourself in a way that's appropriate for this courtroom, then you come back and ask me for some relief.
So you want me to come back and
No,
miss
what I
another
want you
day
to
at
do,
work?
what I want you to do is be quiet, listen to what I said, and get out of my courtroom.
This is a kangaroo court.
Well, thank
This is
you.
absurd!
Thank you. this is what we're going to do, Martha. We are going to reset your case to a later date. Just make sure when you come back, you have your financial documents with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, if there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
And just when the court is finally getting close to addressing the real issues, everything falls apart in seconds. The father lights a cigarette right inside the courtroom, an act that instantly shifts the judge's patience into frustration. Instead of resolving custody or support that day, the judge resets the case entirely. In family court, behavior inside the courtroom can influence how seriously a judge takes your arguments. So, what do you think? Did the father hurt his own case in that moment, or was the judge too strict? Let us know your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more intense courtroom stories.